What's up, Broncos country and the Fantasy Football Network? It's your boy Rescue Rob here with the Week 3 Scout Team Report for the Denver Broncos. So far the Broncos aren't looking like what we were hoping they were going to be, right? They had a loss in Seattle, had a close win last week against Houston, but arguably looked worse in that game. And the fantasy stats are showing it. So last week, Russell Wilson only had 219 yards and one touchdown. Javonte Williams had 75 yards, no TDs. Our lone bright spot was Courtland Sutton, who had 122 yards on 7 catches, so he did pretty well. And then the only other standout is our defense, right? Our defense shut down the Houston Texans, didn't allow a touchdown, held them to 3 field goals. So the Denver defense is a bright spot. Going into this week, we're playing the San Francisco 49ers at home, Sunday night football. So beautiful weather. It's going to be bright lights, under the bright lights. So hopefully some of these young guys want to step up and show what they got. But that being said, we are playing the 49ers defense, and they are pretty stout so far this year. They're allowing only 142 yards passing per game, 210 total yards, and they haven't allowed a 100-yard rusher in the last 7 games going back to last year. So that makes our Broncos, means you might not want to start them this week. We'll see. So starting with Russell Wilson, right? If you're in a deep league, 14 teams, something like that, he's still probably your quarterback 1, but if you're in one of those 8-man leagues, you might consider leaving Russell on the bench this week. Out of our running backs, Javonte Williams is still probably the main guy you want to start. Again, he's going against a stout 49ers defense that hasn't allowed a 100-yard rusher in 7 weeks. So even he's a maybe. As far as our receiving core goes, Courtland Sutton, I think, is still a must start. He's crushing it. The first 2 weeks, he's done really, really well. And he's probably going to be one of the only receivers available this week because Jerry Jeudy is still hurt. He's got a rib kind of sternum injury. I don't think he's going to play. And then KJ Hamler was held out last week. And who knows if he's going to start this week either. So Courtland Sutton is your only standout receiver that you should probably be starting in your lineups. As far as tight ends go, my boy Albert O, he was held to 0 catches last week. So until he gets on that train and starts getting a little bit better, you might look elsewhere for your tight end. And then as far as defense goes, the defense hasn't allowed a touchdown in the last 6 quarters. Like I said, they held Houston to just field goals and not a lot of turnovers, but I look for that to change this week against Garoppolo. So definitely start your Denver defense. And that's your Week 3 scouting report for the Denver Broncos. Remember, you can play fantasy football with me on Underdog Fantasy. Use code RescueRob. All right, see you next week.